I'm so tiny, I gotta stand on my tiptoes. I should maybe wear heels while we film.
Maybe.
But then I wouldn't be able to move it all.
No, you won't.
Hello, internet people.
And welcome back to Relish the Random.
Today, damn it. What was I gonna say?
This time, we're gonna be talking about the challenges of being a skinny person with an overweight partner.
Or being an overweight person with a skinny partner.
So, go ahead, watch it, and let us know how you feel in the comments below.
By the way, we look differently in this video because we forgot to film an intro for it originally, so this is like the day we're editing it.
Yeah, don't judge us.
I don't give a shit. Judge away. Judge. I mean, it's really only yourselves you judge.
I mean, that's what YouTube's all about, right? People communicating and sharing their feelings. No?
No, it's not. It's about me getting to make fun videos. Oh!
One day,
this camera is gonna suffer death by cat.
Death by cat is dickitis.
Cat is dickitis.
Yes.
That's a real disease.
It
cat
is.
Is dickitis. Cameras catch it all the time.
Yeah.
Like ours is about to. So I think we're done with this intro. Damn it! Oh!
Portions is very difficult for me because I come from a place where they actually encourage you to eat as much as you can, get your fill, put meat on them bones. Those were things I grew up hearing all the time, especially being the runt of the litter. I was always told, oh, you need to eat more, always. It got to the point where my wife told me, she's like, you're actually eating unhealthy because of how you're doing. I would gorge myself. My wife, who is trying to count calories and eat proper portion sizes, that's very difficult because to me, 8 ounces just doesn't seem like enough for any human to survive. So I had to stop serving her dinner and lunch and breakfast and let her serve her own portions because I didn't feel like it was enough for her.
It's no secret that both of us had to change our snacking habits when one of us started dieting. But the biggest thing that I noticed, especially when we did have to start changing our snacking habits, is how bad they were in general. Being an overweight person, I can watch him pack away 100 freaking cupcakes in one sitting and not gain a pound. And he doesn't realize that it's bad to sit there on Halloween and literally eat an entire 3 bags full of Halloween candy because it doesn't affect him in the same way it does me. You know, putting possibly future diabetes aside, he won't gain a pound, he won't see any repercussions from that. So honestly, how it's affected me the most is, I'm not gonna lie, it started to make me angry. Aside from looking at the sheer amount he would eat and not being able to eat that much too, but also I became much more aware of our grocery bill. When I was eating it, I wasn't as aware we were spending money on it because obviously I felt it was justified, I was eating it too. Now that I'm not eating it, I'm like, how are we spending this much when I'm eating only this much? And I'm realizing just how much he, as a singular entity, eats. So that was most definitely something we had to work on when I started dieting, because it was a really big shock for the both of us, simply how much he snacked in general and the amounts of what he would eat when he would snack. Like, he would pour a bowl of cereal and it would be like a mixing bowl and half the box of cereal with half a gallon of milk in it. So I'm not like exaggerating when I say he would literally eat like $30 a day in snacks. Additionally, onto that side was feeling guilty that I was now so hyper aware of what he's eating too. It's not his fault that he can eat that and not gain weight, so it's unfair of me to be angry at him for being able to do so. So that was something we both definitely had to work on. He had to work on not snacking as much, and when he did, snacking on healthier snacks so that I wasn't as jealous, I'm not going to lie, about the snacks he was eating. And then I had to work on my jealousy issues with food. I had to stop being angry at him for being able to eat what I wanted to eat. He is never allowed to serve me again. He came from a place, I'm sure he told you, where portion sizes are gigantic. Like even more so than normal American sizes. Like, think Texas. That's kind of what South Dakota is like, only north instead of Texas.
We eat more because we gotta put on that weight for the winter.
There you go. They eat more because they have to put on the weight for the winter. Because he likes to cook and likes cooking shows and all of that happy stuff, presentation and plating is extremely important. So he enjoys being able to plate my food. He's had to stop plating my food though, because his amount of portions versus the amount of portions I'm able to eat and not gain 1,000 pounds is way different. I have to measure out my portions so that I know how many calories per meal I'm getting. He slaps on what looks like it'll be a good amount, pounds that down and goes back for seconds. I can't do that. And whereas it does look really pretty when he puts it on the plate, he seems to be incapable of grasping the fact of putting it on the plate in smaller amounts. So that was something that we had to work on, is I had to start preparing more meals because I don't like to cook and he does, so he usually does cook. I had to start preparing more meals simply because I had to start preparing more health and weight conscious meals, and he had to stop serving me my portions of meals when he would cook dinner because he would always overserve. And not saying it's his fault if I then overate, but it is a waste of food then on my plate. I either have to give it to him or, well, honestly, I give it to him and then he eats it anyway. But having that much food on my plate makes it a lot easier for me to overeat without thinking about it. Whereas when it's pre-measured and then placed on my plate, it's a whole different story.
My wife really could care less what people think she looks like. For her, it's more of a being able to do activities that she wants to do together, like going rock climbing, just going on a nature hike where she doesn't have to stop every 5 minutes to, die a little bit. Or even taking the dog for a walk, because our dog is so full of energy, it's difficult even keeping up with her sometimes. So those are my wife's real big self-image things. It's not an image of the body, it's an image of what she's capable of, and she wants to be capable of so much more because she is. It's just little things get in the way. An extra little weight may not seem like such a big deal, but when you're going on a 5-mile hike, an extra 20 pounds is an extra 20 pounds. And I know many people have different struggles that they deal with, but their goals are still the same. They want to be able to do stuff that they know they're capable of, and everyone knows that they are capable of achieving so many great things. You just have to work for them. And my wife does that every single day, and I'm extremely proud of it. So that's why when she asked me, how do I look in this? To me, absolutely beautiful. And I'm not saying that to be nice, I'm saying that because to me, my wife is the most beautiful person on this planet, outside and inside. And she works her literal ass off to make her goals come true, which I know many of you do as well. So keep up the good fight. I'm rooting for you guys.
I wanted to be a teacher and a nurse practitioner. After working 10 years in the American healthcare system, I know that I no longer want anything to do with healthcare or the like. But I still do want to be a teacher. I am an ESL teacher. It's one of the things that I do for like regular money outside of making videos for fun. because I do know lots of people do YouTube for a living. We are not one of them. We have outside jobs too. But that has never been something that was an issue with anybody, I guess. So past those like couple of people who really tormented me for like 2nd to 8th grade, I never actually received too terrible of ridicule from anyone afterwards in my life. So during those formative years of high school and onwards, I was able to be who I wanted to be, to discover what I wanted to be interested in. I didn't get to travel like I wanted to, but I'm actually slightly grateful for that, because I'm not grateful for not being able to travel. I am grateful for not being able to go to college right away, because I do feel like if I went to college fresh out of high school, I wouldn't have taken it seriously. I wouldn't have gotten the grades then that I am getting now. Additionally, I feel like I wouldn't get the major that I want to have the major in. I want a PhD. I want to be a doctor in linguistics. I really do. So that is my goal personally. I feel that if I would have gone to college immediately out of high school, not only would I have saddled myself with a whole bunch of debt I would have never known how to get out of, but I also would have done it for something that I didn't want to do. So why is all of this important to my self-image? Because my self-image is not about physically what I look like, because I am attractive to me because I am the person I want to be. There is nobody else that I would rather look like than me, because I am the person I strive to be. You know, some days are better than others, but physically I also find like my husband is one of the most attractive people in the world to me, not because he's skinny, not because he has long hair, not because he has a beard, because he didn't have long hair or a beard when I met him. He has always kind of been twiggy though, you know. But he wasn't buff or anything when I met him. He was like a twig. So I mean, it's not because he's muscular or anything like that. It's because he is an amazing person and loves me more than anybody I have ever met or seen love anyone else. I feel every day like I am the luckiest, happiest person in the world, and it is, I will say 90% because of the love I received from him, you know? Before him though, I was still very self-aware. I was still very okay in my self-image. Losing weight and dieting isn't about what I look like. It's about, I love my husband and I want to be able to do the activities he enjoys doing, which I can't do because I can't breathe. So those have been the main things that we've noticed we've had to work on in our relationship, him being skinny and me being fat. What about you? Are you in a relationship with a skinny person and you're overweight, or are you in a relationship with an overweight person and you're skinny? What challenges have you guys faced? If you'd like more information on some of the other challenges we faced, we have a blog that you can go look at. We listed a whole bunch in there so that this video isn't 100 years long like all of our other videos. I'm working on it. I'm trying to shorten them down. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy our content or random things in general, be sure to subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm here to make videos. I'm really not here to pressure anybody into anything, you know? And I'm looking for people who enjoy talking about the random shit we enjoy talking about. If you enjoy talking about random shit, subscribe, because boy will there be a whole bunch of opportunities to talk about the most random shit. So, I still don't know what to do for like an outro. Like every time I should just like throw a cat at the camera. Super kitty!